Hey, what's going on, y'all? Great Memorial Day weekend. It is Joe from the Moral Truth. We are here again to drop some good knowledge, some good vibes. I'm here with Kobe. Kobe, where you at, man?
Hey, I'm out here. It was a long weekend, y'all. Hope y'all had a good Memorial Day weekend.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. So, it's a lot of things going on right now, and the biggest topic that I hear, and when I'm out here reading, and, listening, twin flames or soulmates, right? Everybody's big on this twin flame and soulmate thing, and I believe there's some belief to it. I'm definitely not skeptical because I believe that we all meet somebody and we meet a lot of people through our times, and at one point in time, you think the first person you meet may be that soulmate, but it's pretty sporadic how you can be through so many situations and you get blessed with this one person. Now, if that one person you with, your twin flame or that soulmate, I mean, Kobe, what do you think? Because you've been married before, so you're married now. So how does that how do you see it?
I mean, it really just depends, I guess. Everything we say and everything we talk about, it's just an opinion, anyways. But
Exactly.
when it comes to like, I was married before, I got divorced, and I remarried. Every time you're with somebody, you know what I'm saying, like you're falling in love with them or you're in love with them, especially in the beginning. I mean, it feels like your soulmate 110% of the time. And then when you break up and, you realize all the shortcomings that might have been there or things that you weren't happy with, then you're like, okay, you know what, maybe it wasn't so good that I stayed with him anyways because I might not have been as happy, as I could be. And then you continue on that path, looking for the right one. So I'm not sure if there really is a way to tell if, a soulmate's really a soulmate.
All right, so Kobe, check this out, and I want to use you as an example today because next time we'll get somebody in line. But okay, scenario A. Well, we're not even really say scenario, but in your instance, married before didn't work out, but you dated prior to getting to your first marriage, right?
Yes.
Okay, so all those times you did fall in love, yada yada yada, you were there. Now, maybe the higher echelon, right? Put you in a match with the person you are now, because in all honesty, you probably like are two different people, right? Come from
Uh,
come from two
like
different
my
areas.
personality, or you're
No, I'm
saying
just
just like
saying
with my wife?
between you and your wife, because you guys are two like different, come from two different aspects of life. You know what I'm saying?
That's a, that's a good one there. I mean, coming from two different places, but it's weird
Exactly.
though because it's hard to say that because in a relationship, especially when you're married, y'all start becoming like each other so much. It's you blend so much. So yes, in the beginning we were two different people from two different places. My wife's a Filipino. She came from the Philippines, whole different culture, and I am an American and was raised here in America. So yes.
So, and that's what I'm saying. Like myself, you know, dated before, married and got divorced. But I think that stuff happens for a reason, and it's because that at due time you meet and you find out that person like not your compatibility match. Then when you do find your compatibility match, I think it's more of you're really not accepting it kind of thing, and then it kind of pounds you. Because I'm gonna be honest with you, right? Hey, Kobe, when you first met your wife, did you kind of see that you were gonna be here at this point in your life, two kids, married, etc.?
No, never.
Exactly, right. But let me ask you
Never
this.
in a million years.
Now, let me ask you this. Now, the last person that you talked to, in your mind state, you thought it was going to be the where you at right now, correct?
Yeah, but I think those are more lustuous. That's the problem is,
Luscious, but
lustuous. Yep.
bro, but can we really say that's luscious? Because you just said it, and the one prior that in your head you're like, yes, this is my forever. We're gonna have these kids. We're gonna have white picket fence. Boom, it didn't work out. Then the one that you didn't realize that you're gonna, you didn't envision that with, turned out that's the one. You had the kids and the white picket fence. I'm just saying. So in all aspects, right? Whether you believe in the higher echelon or not, I believe that for you, for everybody out there, is that I think that you have to go through trials and tribulations, and then you'll be put in the path to find that person. And then when you find that person, if that is your person, I believe that just off of my belief, I believe that everybody was dealt a person, and that person is who you make happy with, and you build your foundation. I look at, like, I got a lot of friends who are married, man, and I went like 2 weeks ago. I went to go see my buddy, and him and his wife, and they known each other since high school, right? And they both went to, they went to the buddy program, so they were friends before. They went to the buddy program in the Marine Corps, bro, and she went her ways, he went his ways, And the funny part about this whole story is, she went her way, she had a child, etc. He went and did the same thing. They end up meeting back.
Oh, wow.
And now they're married, man. So, and I'm talking about they're perfect, man. Down good people, bro. I'm telling you, good people. You look at them, happy couple. They're happy. They build off each other. They motivate each other. But in that aspect, when you look at it, and that's what it had me thinking about this subject today, is the twin flame soulmate. So in all reality, he went down his path, she went down her path, met back in the middle. Somebody's like, hey, y'all supposed to be together. And it worked out, you know what I'm saying? And let me tell you this, he said the same thing, because I talked to him about it. He said the same thing that you said. He did not realize that he was going to have the family and the white picket fence with her. I mean, Kobe, come on, man. Does it sound like logic? I mean, I could be making all this up too, but
I mean, not really, but you never expect it. Like, it's something you won't expect. I said it before, and I think on a previous podcast, I mean, some of y'all might have heard it, but I'll say it again. I mean, that's why it's called falling in love, because you fall. You don't realize that, it's what it's meant to be. And I've explained before also on the podcast too that, people say there's fighting and there's this and there's so many sacrifices, keyword sacrifice, that you're supposed to make in a relationship, when yes, there is things that you compromise, not sacrifice, compromise on, where you can kind of like, maybe not do as much as what you would do before to spend more time with the family or the wife or however. Those are compromises, but you shouldn't just make sacrifices to where you completely just never do what you love again. Exactly, if you're doing that in your relationship, y'all, you need to get out of that. That's bad.
Well,
we said before, right? You should be getting better in your relationship, but
exactly,
100% agree that you don't know.
You don't know. So, and that's a good point. That person's gonna help you build, and it's I feel like it's the person that you least expect, because it takes you by surprise, right? I mean,
definitely. Surprise.
And I mean, sometimes, like, look, man, I'm still doing some growing, still eating my Wheaties, etc. But in the whole aspect too, it's like, yes, you find that special person. It's definitely a beautiful thing, and cherish the moment. Now, I'm speaking to the guys out there like myself. Hey, you're out there searching. It's not really a search. You kind of just stumble upon it, and whether you have to work on yourself or etc. At the end of the day, if you choose, you're gonna find that certain person. I believe that people who always go through life and they stay single forever, I believe that is really an option to stay single. I mean, don't you agree? Because there's someone out there for everybody. But if you really don't want to be with somebody, then you just choose to be that way because that's your whole mindset. Yeah.
Well, I mean, I would agree to disagree, just because sometimes there's a reason to be single. You know what I mean? Like, when my ex-wife and I had split up, I didn't want to be with nobody. Like, I just wanted to be single, but I was still lonely. You know what I'm saying? So, like, I wanted, as much as I was in the gym, just trying to get my mind right, and I was, like, every day just trying to get through the hurt that I had on my, in my heart and what was going on, you know what I mean? I still wanted to talk with somebody. I didn't want to hang out with no dude and just sit there and whatever. And I'm sure for, the opposite, a girl wouldn't just want to hang out with her girlfriends. I mean, maybe that'd be cool, man. I don't know. But regardless, though, I just wanted someone to be there and, like, just be there for me. You know what I mean? So I dated. I dated around just to stay busy and keep my mind right and, see what's out there and kind of see what things, I liked and didn't like. And that was important. That's a very, just like you said, I mean, it's built this way so that you go along, I mean, you take the good things, you take the bad things, and you learn from them, and you go to the next relationship. and that way you can kind of catch red flags that you didn't know were red flags before, at least to you. You know what I mean?
Right.
So being single, I mean, yeah, if you're just single the whole way up, I mean, I guess that would be a choice, but sometimes there's a purpose behind it. Like what I explained with myself when I had split up from my ex, and it can be purposeful.
Right. Right. Well, I mean, it is. I think the biggest take from this is you just never know, and I just see a lot of things, writing on this twin flame soulmate. Dog, like it's on Instagram, it's on TikTok, it's pretty much everywhere. It's like a hot subject for 2022 right now, and I'm vibing off of like a lot of people believe there is a soulmate. You have that twin flame, and it's just a matter of time because, like you said, you're gonna go in and out of relationships, and just like I'm gonna put in reference for my boy, he crossed paths with his, but he didn't realize it at the time. And even though they knew each other from back in the days, etc., obviously they need to go separate for a while to come back. Now let me ask you this, Kobe. How do you feel? How you feel about long, not really long term, but taking a break? Okay, I'm gonna switch it up from the soulmate twin flame thing because I definitely believe that. But how do you feel in taking time away if you're in a relationship to better better yourself for the person that you're trying to be with? How do you feel about that? Do you think that's a valid point, or you feel like that's kind of BS?
I would say it's BS because if you're in a relationship and everything, when you're in a relationship, the dynamic is that you two work together as a team. Well, you can't be a best friend or you can't be a team member. How, you know what I'm saying?
Well, let me just say this. Let me say that, it's a lot of this like problems going on. And necessarily not problems, just, ups and downs. And sometimes you got to just, one person's just not right. You know what I'm saying? The other person's just right. And you need them to grow. And I understand what you're saying is that you guys will grow together. But is sometimes growing together, the hassle for the person who that's growing? Or is it the hassle for the person who has to stand by and watch for you to grow? That's the biggest question, right?
There's no worth in any of that. It would almost be like betting or gambling or putting your money into crypto. It's volatile. You would never want to do something like that in a relationship. It doesn't make any sense. I was going to say this earlier, and I'll say this now. But you say soulmates, right? You speak a lot about soulmates, and you talk about the twin fling or soulmates or however. But I'll tell you like this. I didn't know that my wife, when I met her, was going to be the mother of my children and my wife, and that we were going to be the bestest of friends and lovers and everything. I didn't know how much she would ever mean to me and how much I would mean to her. And nobody knows when you meet somebody what they'll become. But right. I will say that, and I mean, I'm only 26 years old, but in 26 years of living in my experiences, starting when I was very young and to now, for the first time, the first relationship I've ever had, and this was even before I was married to my wife, I knew we would never leave each other. Like 100%, like never a doubt in my mind. But every other woman I was with that I kind of based things on lust, their looks and whatnot, in the back of my head, there was always something that was just like, hey, when's this going to go away? Or, how long is this going to be to stay together? And I swear it's a real thing, man. It's a real thing. But with my wife right now, not a doubt in my mind that we'll be together for the rest of our lives. Not a doubt in my mind.
Okay. So let me throw out a scenario. Like, I'll be honest with you, man. Like, I think we know each other for a while. And I believe the last 2 years kind of been rough. You know what I'm saying? We had that little issue. One of my boys ended up passing away. So it's been kind of a rough time for me for a little bit over, a year or so. So, you're working in a relationship and you're trying to do things, and it's hard. Like for me, when I say like, hey, you focus on yourself, like, I never got an opportunity to kind of fix because you're trying to go through it with people, and I think everybody's kind of different. For myself, man, I kind of like shut the world off, and I went into this little hole. And man, I didn't really want to come out, and I was really depressed, and because there was a lot of things I just had occurrences just hit me, you know, left or right, just taking me down. And at one point, I was like, man, I can't recover from this, you know. And I felt like to myself, man, honestly, it was like I'm doing things. I felt the goodness, that person, and you try, but you have to realize, you know, when you're dealing with that mental stress can wear on your partner too, you know. So that's why I was saying, like, do you feel like, hey, you get yourself fixed, you know, you guys are still, you know, communicating, but you just, you know, the other person have to work on it. Now that's a big scenario right there, because now we're talking about mental health, you know, battling depression,
Yeah.
etc. So,
well, you just need to wait till you get your. I mean, once you get to the one, you know what I'm saying? Like, and you got mental stress, she's gonna make it better. You got a problem, she's gonna make it better. You got your freaking toe hurts, she's gonna help you out. Like she's gonna be there for you 100% of the time because she's your ride or die. Like, she is your best friend, she is your lover, she is the mother of your children. She's everything. You know what I mean? And she don't be the mother of your children. I mean, she could be whatever, but all I'm telling you is the one that's the one, they are everything to you, and you are everything to them. So in turn, you two take care of each other. She scratches your back, you know, I scratch hers. However, you know, that's how it works. You know what I'm saying? So I get where you're going, but I think maybe in your relationship, at least from your experience, you know, your heart was in it. But I think maybe the other party might have been a little bit one-sided with you.
well, I mean, let's just say you got to realize too, dealing with, and you know, we don't have enough time, but we'll definitely hash it out in that scenario. But it was just a little filler out there because there's always more to the backstory. You know what I'm saying? But
oh yeah, definitely.
Yeah,
we're definitely got to do another part on this because
we will.
This is hot, man.
Yeah.
2022, baby.
Yeah, we definitely will. But it's just that how you gang, and then how did your spouse recover from, you know, or help with that mental aspect? Because you look in the news today, man, there's a lot of stuff with mental health, you know, a lot of stuff with depression. Like we said, we just did that one topic on new age dating because we just came out, you know, from being locked inside for the past 2 years. You know, everybody's dealing with different aspects. But I believe that, yes, you know, you need people to talk to. You know, definitely don't shut off the world. Just from my experience point, I'm just saying, like, you can shut off the world, but it doesn't do any good because at the end of the day, there's people there who actually want to help you, but you just kind of feel like you don't want to burden them with your, you know, your drama because they got families and everything else. But in the long run, I say, like, you know, you got to talk about it too. So, but yeah, I mean, in the relationship wise, yes, I think you know, you and your partner hash it out. It's kind of like, it can be, I think there's an answer for every question in a scenario, for every answer that we can provide. And like, we just going back and forth, like, you know, we can validate one thing that you said, and I can validate one thing I said. But at the end of the day, like, you're right, you know, you can work on it with your partner depending on the aspect of it, you know, because at one point I do think,
yeah, I mean, yeah, everybody's different, man.
Definitely, everybody is different. I think, and then every situation is different too, you know.
Yeah, every situation is different, and I mean, I'll say that for, you know, closing at least. But in a relationship, if, you know, you two are not putting in 100%, you know, the same effort than each other, then you gotta say something. You know, you gotta speak up. You know, closed mouth don't get fed. I mean,
man,
I've heard that from you
that?
many times.
Oh my
but that's
gosh.
the truth in a relationship.
Okay,
you keep your mouth closed, and it's gonna be one-sided. You know what I'm saying?
True.
So you gotta speak up. You gotta open your mouth. And in a relationship, it shouldn't be that way. So it needs a two-way street. You know what I'm saying? Communication is key, and keeping that avenue open, and especially when you're struggling. I mean, hey, y'all, it's 2022. Stop holding this stuff in. Stop hitting the iron and getting in the gym, all you fellas out there. You know what I'm saying? And not speaking to your significant other. Like, voice that. Let them know what's going on so they can help. Because if they don't know, you know, closed mouth don't get fed. So
exactly.
That's all I got.
And you know, you hit some good stuff, because I was a one who wouldn't say a lot, then you kind of defer from the problem. And you're right, man. Sometimes you have to address that stuff. But like Kobe said, hey, it's 2022. We need to get out here and do a little things different, gals, you know, guys, in all aspects. Honestly, dude, we talked about the twin flame, soulmate, and I definitely think that is really a thing. And sometimes you have to go through some ups and downs to find that person, and maybe you found that person, but you need to reestablish yourself, and eventually you guys will meet back up. And that's what I think everybody's hoping, is to find that special person, you know, the one who cherishes their heart. But you know, y'all, I appreciate y'all listening to this podcast. Once again, we got some more coming out. All right. The Moral Truth, we're getting hot. We're dropping more stuff. Kobe's definitely over there ready to go. So stay tuned because we're dropping more stuff this week. Y'all have a great Memorial Day weekend. Stay blessed. Keep them good vibes.